This week on The Rock, we take a look at how students feel about the new school life. Next, we get some advice from a class officer about what to think about for the rest of the year. Lastly, we talk about the broadcast club coming back.
Story on the rock, we'll make the show until we drop. We'll bring you news and we won't tell you lies. Please watch the rock or we will cry. It's made for students just like you. You're gonna wanna see what we do this week on the rock. 3, 2, 1, we're live.
Welcome back to The Rock AHS. I'm Amy Agregard.
And I'm Mason Baki. We've got some good stories for you this week.
It's so nice to be back at school, even if it's pretty different.
Totally. But how do the other students feel about the new system? Gabe Burnett and Elijah Huerta decided to check it out.
We are back in person. For better or worse, gargantuan changes have come to our school's in-person learning style. To see how our fellow students feel about the sudden shift, me and my magical cameraman Elijah Huerta have decided to investigate.
So, how do you feel about school opening back up? Do you have any thoughts in particular about it?
I'm a little nervous, but it's nice to be back. I'm excited, mildly concerned, and I'm hoping it's gonna work out.
About it?
I'm a little anxious, but mostly excited just to see everybody and be back in person.
It's really nice to just see people, and it makes me feel good, and I appreciate it. And it's nice.
So different, challenge. I feel like it's a lot better than it was over the Zoom calls. It feels like, it's nice to see everyone, and it feels like it's more of a community now.
But also, since this is the gateway to their high school experience, we decided to interview the freshmen to see how they felt.
Freshmen. What? Are any of you freshmen?
Not knowing where your classes are. I forgot what my classes were. I was just always trying to go to my schoolology, oh, it's right there. So just remembering each class.
Since COVID started, when the lockdown happened, we all thought it'd be a month or 2 weeks, and now it's been over a year. And I know and I understand that the school's trying their hardest to go back to normal, but I think it's ridiculous because they shouldn't be living in fear because they put everybody in quarantine, and I think they should have just put people who are more susceptible to this virus in quarantine besides everybody else, healthy people.
I've been in this COVID situation for a while now, and I've kind of gotten used to it. So I think this is pretty safe with everyone wearing masks. I don't have that many concerns.
Thank you. The true test of this segment has been actually trying to get an interview. I tried to be a man on the street, but in hindsight, I would rather be a man at home.
Partial in-person learning seems to be going well so far, but it seems like it'd still be pretty nerve-wracking for new students and freshmen who've never been inside the school.
I know, but thankfully our class officers wanted to give some advice about learning at the high school in this next segment.
Going back to campus after almost a year of being away has been a strange experience for everyone. Although there are a lot of new rules and regulations, the same stress and anxiety is coming into play just like previous years. To help out, our class officers wanted to share some advice as well as tips and tricks they have for in-person learning.
The most important thing to keep in mind when in school would probably be to have an upbeat attitude. We're going back with a lot of new COVID restrictions, and while that's a little bit of a downer sometimes, we gotta keep positivity in mind and make sure that you're trying your best in all of your activities, even if things are restricted.
Having a positive attitude because you don't know what other people are going through, and trying to be aware of the guidelines, keeping your mask on to keep people safe because everybody's in a different place with how they feel about going back to school. So I think being really understanding is super important.
Just not to be stressed out, because I know that it's a really nerve-wracking and anxiety-induced thing, high school, but as long as you just keep in mind that everyone's going through this and just don't be stressed out, just have as much fun as possible.
I know a lot of people are apprehensive about coming back to school and just all the health risks that are involved with that. And I just want to reassure you and let you know that the only reason that we're coming back to school is because the administrators in our district have gone through every situation and they've come up with a solution to everything. And they've gone over all the health guidelines and they've made sure that this is the safest way to come back to school.
I think the best tip for getting to know teachers is to simply communicate with them, whether that's over email or in person. I think the best tip for getting to know new people and for making new friends is to just join clubs or sports or after-school activities.
My best tip for making new friends at school is to try and join a club. There is literally a club for everyone at AHS. There are so many clubs. Also, if you join one, you don't necessarily have to reach out to someone and talk to them first, because you're already in a club with someone who probably shares the same interests as you, and you already have some common ground, so you can just kind of work together on any projects you're doing in that club.
Not to be cliche, but honestly, just to be nice, just to be a kind person. Little things go long ways, even if it's just opening the door for someone or just introducing yourself. Communication and talking to people is really important and can get you far.
I tell myself everything is just fine, just the way it is. And, that's pretty good stuff when you're eating pizza at 1 a.m. crying over your essay. Generally.
A lot is different this year, but try to remember to make the most of it. Don't let yourself become overwhelmed with stress, and try to talk to a teacher or counselor if you're feeling anxious. For the Rocket AHS, I'm Amy Agregard.
That was really good advice, especially after a week of this new schedule. I feel a lot more prepared for my classes.
But what about our extracurricular activities? I really miss watching sports.
Don't worry, Broadcast Club is up and running. They will be showing virtual games and sports events, so we don't have to crowd into the stands. We'll hear more about it in this next segment.
Did you guys know that sports are back? Wow, finally, am I right? I'm so excited to hang out with my friends and go support our Anacortes teams at their home games. Wait. I'm just being told that no, the games are not open to spectators? Figures. But don't worry, the AHS Broadcast Club has your back. We broadcast live so you can watch our teams win big in full HD and with instant replays.
As we see a spike from Kaiser.
We even hired fan favorites Cooper Nichols and Michael Hanrahan to hold down the commentary booth. There's no reason to miss any of your favorite Anacortes sports events. Just make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/AHSlive and turn on notifications so you know when we go live. Actually, you can catch us tonight, covering the girls' soccer match at 7 p.m. Make sure you tune in to support our Hawks.
I'm so glad we can still watch sports games, even if it's from home.
Me too. Well, I think that wraps up our show for today.
If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, be sure to email us at therock@asd103.org. We'd love to hear your feedback. With that, I'm Amy Agregard.
And I'm Mason Baki. And from our rock to yours, have a great day, AHS.